Welcome to this video about online learning with Britannica. We have made this video in response to the growing concern that UK schools may soon be forced to teach remotely for a period of time due to the rapid spread of the COVID-19 or coronavirus. Britannica's online learning resource ensures the young people in your care have access to a safe online learning resource in the event of a school closure, and that their teachers have a remote teaching alternative in the case of possible self-isolation. During this video, you'll find out how Britannica's digital resources can assist you in supporting your young person's education from home. This is our landing page. Each of these trees represents a different reading level, increasing from foundation to advanced, meaning your young person can easily filter out the content to his or her ability. Foundation is typically primary, intermediate typically secondary, making advanced 16 plus. Each of these have their own search bar, so you can just type in the search and away you go. There are lots of different contents on Britannica. These are all revealed along the left-hand side. The first is articles. Articles are written by our own in-house editorial team. Everything on here is educationally minded, non-political and non-biased. All of our images and all of our videos are completely copyrights cleared, so you guys are free to use these for educational purposes. We also have a dictionary, which is really great for getting them key terms and vocab. Journals are really important for discovering debate and opinion within articles. We can also drop down to level 1 at any point, and this will reveal some more interactive short stories or activities. Underneath journals, we have web's best sites. These are all vetted links to other resources on the internet that are free and educational. Underneath web's best sites, we have primary sources and ebooks. These are really important, especially for humanities subjects such as history, politics and geography, as well as obviously English for your ebooks. The 19th century recommended text for the GCSE curriculum sit on here, as well as any authors that are out of print and out of copyright. I'm just going to jump into an article now and show you how they work. So even at the article level, you can still see we have levels 1, 2 and 3. This means that at any level, your child can actually click up or down depending on his or her confidence. At level 1, sentence structure, vocab and content is all reduced, up to level 3, where everything is much more academic. You can see all of the contents alongside here, making it easy to jump to whatever field is most relevant to their research. They can double click on any word to get the definition and also have that read aloud. They can share the information via email, obviously really important to keep that communication between home and school, especially during remote periods. We can favourite. All of the information I've shown you so far can be favourited. I will show you that in a second. We can print, we can cite, really important again for some of them older students. We actually have a choice of citations on Britannica. It will remember which one you've chosen, and that can then be copied and pasted into a bibliography. If you have any students with additional languages, we can actually translate this into over 100 different languages. For example, Arabic. So any of your young people who prefer to learn in their family language can absolutely do so. If they hover over the sentence, they also get that language translated back to them in English. Lastly, we have the ability to listen aloud. This is really easy if you have any children with special educational needs. We can actually have this spoken to us. The reason we've chosen yellow for the highlighting along with the narration is because this is actually the best colour to support dyslexic students. Not to forget font up and font down, which is really useful as well. So I told you I was going to come back to the favouriting. Let's do that now. At the top here, you are asked to sign into a My Britannica account. If the students are tasked to do an independent research project during this period, they can collate the information in their My Britannica area. All they have to do is click on sign in and create an account. That'll involve them giving themselves a username, a password, and selecting that they're a student. I'm going to log into my demo account. Now you can see that this is actually a favoured piece of work. I can actually click onto it, and if I wanted to, I could specify which resource pack I wanted to put it in. In this example, it's in the secondary Earth Day pack. I could also create one at the bottom. That'll make much more sense to you now I show you what that looks like. So clicking into my content, I can see all of my favorited items. So this is everything that I've selected the yellow star on appears here. What I can do with my favorites is I can create a resource pack. Think of it as a folder on your desktop. Any information you want to come back to later or collate as a project, put it in a resource pack. If I wanted to, I could create a new one here, click add and give it a name. Once I do that, it will sit here in blue along with all of these other ones. Clicking into the Easter pack now, you can see this is all of the information that I've selected is relevant for my Easter pack. This can all be ordered by selecting the grayed out bar at the side, which is really nice to add to give your students the ability to add structure to their plans. They can also add notes and of course delete anything they don't think is relevant. If they wanted to, they could actually add their own content. By doing this, select add content, scroll down to the bottom and upload your own documents. That could be a Word document or any other PDF that they think is relevant to their project. What they can then do is they can actually share this pack with a short URL or email it to either their group project team or their teacher, keeping that line of communication open. For you guys at home, if you wanted to find out some other resources that you can use, you can actually supplement their time away from the classroom with the homepage tools. To get onto a homepage, you click any of these individual words, foundation, intermediate and advanced, rather than clicking the arrow. The secondary example at this level will actually give you some critical thinking questions at the top. Can you guess? Did you know? At a glance. It will also give you a daily buzzword, which is a really, really nice thing to do with your young person at home, just adding to their vocabulary day by day. We can also explore Britannica, which means that we can actually look at all of our content on Britannica without doing a search. By looking at articles, we select our subjects, favourite subjects, and then drill down. Same for images and videos, and biographies is a really, really nice way to find profiles of people on Britannica. World Atlas and Compare Countries are both geography tools. If I select Compare Countries, you'll see how this works. I can choose 2 countries from the whole of the world. For example, I might want to compare Italy, for example, to the UK, especially if we're sticking with the coronavirus theme. You can then see that this has produced a lovely table of comparative data. This data is all drawn from the World Bank, so you know it's really up to date and relevant. And it means that your students can then start to compare capital cities, languages, so that culture, that society, as well as more higher order thinking such as life expectancy and literacy percentages, which will be a really lovely conversation for you guys to have at home. If they wanted to do a project on a specific country, they can then pop over to the articles and media section where they'll find the article on both of the places, as well as any media and video support that they want to add to their project. Clicking back to the homepage now, we can also use Compare Countries in addition with World Atlas. World Atlas adds a Britannica overlay to your typical Google Street View. If I type in a place, I'm given the summary, so really prompting us to do that additional reading on the place. The profile, which is the same data we just saw, just not in that comparative table anymore. And any related people, places or things, so really adding some culture and some depth to their articles if they wanted to write an essay. The best bit here is that you can actually drag and drop a little orange person into the map. So you can go and visit the place that you're writing about as well. This is a really nice, fun, interactive way to engage your students and your young people at home and have some really nice, meaningful conversations about the places and the worlds around them. Thank you for watching this video on Britannica and how it can support you at home with your remote learning.